What's up, guys? It's a moment for me to meatless, and I wanted to give you guys my top 3 tips to build muscle as a vegan. So whether you're raw or not, this applies to you, um, and hopefully can help you. And these it's funny because these tips are so simple, but a lot of times people are not doing the simplest stuff. They're doing all this, extra stuff, but they're not doing the basic, fundamental things. When it comes to achieving anything, it's about the basic, having the basic fundamentals in order before you do anything else. So I find that in this case, it's no different. You want to put on some muscle, you gotta have that foundation. The foundation has to be there, it has to be on point. So without further ado, my first tip is eat enough calories. Okay, a lot like plant-based foods in general don't have the most calories. Like when you were eating a different way, an omnivorous way or whatever, you can eat like a slice of cheese and get, almost 200 calories probably, but depending on the cheese. But, if when you're plant-based and you're eating whole foods, they don't have that kind of concentrated calories. So you have to eat a lot more. Okay, so you gotta make sure that you're getting enough calories. If you need 3,200 calories to gain weight, but you're only getting 2,800, you're never gonna put on a lot of muscle. You gotta get the extra calories. And the way you do that is to try to eat more calorically dense foods. Try to have more smoothies. Do more of all that stuff. So that's tip 1. Tip 2 is you gotta train hard. I know a lot of vegans, some people might be mad when I say this, but a lot of vegans are hippies. And hippies are like super peaceful kind of people, and you can't, have that kind of a mentality when it comes to your workouts. When it comes to your workouts, you gotta go kill it with aggression, with passion, so not to throw all vegans in this category, but there are quite a few vegans out there that are like hippies. I love it. I love hippies, but if you want to get some muscle mass, if you really want to put on some size, you got to get serious about it. You got to go in there and you really have to beast. And it takes some drive, it takes some aggression to do that. So that's number 2, right? And to let me elaborate on that a little bit more. If you really have to go in the gym and give it everything you have. Every time you go in the gym, you should really give it everything you have. I'm not saying you should leave out of there exhausted, having to drag yourself, but you should challenge yourself every time you go in. You should do some things that you're like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm gonna make it through this. I don't know if I can last, you know what I mean? Or I don't know if I can take the pain of this and go through that, right? Every time should be a different kind of a challenge. Just a small challenge. Doesn't have to be anything huge, but a new challenge for yourself each time to make you rise to the occasion a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. Now, my number 3 tip, and this one might seem, unrelated, but it really isn't, and it's to eat fat, right? So I know a lot of plant-based people try to eat low fat, and I understand the thought process behind that. I did low fat for a couple of years, and all I can say is, if you look at the body and you look at the role of fat in the body requires a certain amount of fat to live, and some people say that amount of fat is really small, but if you just experiment for yourself, like if you're eating no or barely any fat sources, and then you start eating plenty. Let's say like your fat each day comes from just the basic foods that you eat, but none of the foods that you eat are fat sources. You don't eat nuts, you don't eat seeds. Maybe you have like your 2 tablespoons of flax a day, but other than that, you don't eat nuts, you don't eat seeds, you don't eat avocados. Then your diet is too low in fat. Okay, your hormones are not going to be at the optimal level, and you're not going to have the recovery ability. Even the fat is used to lubricate the joints, right? So there's so many different purposes, right? For the brain to function, you need fats, and we really want a lot of omega-3 rich fats. I talk about omega-3 in a lot of my videos because it's super important, guys. It's one of the most important nutrients that we can get on a plant-based diet, and that we have to really make sure that we're getting enough of, because it's easy to be deficient. So yeah, my advice, I've said this before, but my advice is to get a minimum, and this is if you're like a woman or a small man, is to get a minimum of 50 grams of fat a day. That's my advice. If you're bigger, you can go a little above that to wherever you feel comfortable. Now, there's a point where you're eating high fat, excessively high fat, and you're not gonna feel good if you do that, right? So, if you're eating like 200-300 grams of fat a day, you're probably not gonna feel very good. But if you go up to 100 and you feel great and you look great and you perform great, what is that telling you? So in my personal opinion, fat is critical for building muscle, for optimizing those hormones and optimizing your performance. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's my 3 tips. I hope this helps you guys. If you guys want to ask me a question, you can leave a comment down below. If you want to work with me one-on-one, you can email me at frommeatheadtomeatless@gmail.com. And yeah, if you like the video, subscribe, give it a like, comment, share, all that good stuff. But I'm out. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.